Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video I will show you how to set up your REALME P3 without a Google account. Let's begin! First we want to simply hit the arrow button and then choose our language. In this screen also we can make an emergency call, or we can enable talkback and notification via the accessibility settings. Anyway, I'm going to simply stay in English. Now we can choose our region. I will choose the United States, but you should choose your region, obviously. Now we have to agree to some legal information. And now we have the ability to set up our phone using another device, which is incredibly convenient way for easily setting up your device, especially if you are moving from older REALME phone to this REALME phone, or to be honest, from any phone to any phone. However, if you do not have an older device that you're moving from, we can just simply skip that part. And now we have to connect to Wi-Fi. This is very funny because technically you have skip, which doesn't work. There is no way for us to skipping the Wi-Fi, which is pretty funny. But I will choose this one. And now I will simply input its password. And if the password is correct, we can simply hit save. And we are connected. Now let's simply hit next and let's continue with the setup. We are now getting our phone ready. This will take, for example, a few seconds, maybe a few minutes. I do believe that it's depending on mostly the internet strength. So I will pause the recording for a moment. And after a moment we have the ability to copy apps and data. This is very similar to a feature we have used before, which is the setup using an older device. However, once again, if you do not have an older device that you're moving from, you can just go with don't copy. We are once again checking info, but this will be much shorter. And now we need to input our login password, but there is a very high chance that you don't really see that because I previously performed the factory reset for the forgot screen lock password. Now this is something called FRM or FMP, factory reset protection, whatever. And if you have this issue and you don't know the lock screen password, you can always watch our tutorial on our channel on how to bypass it. But I will simply input my password and continue with the tutorial. Now, this is what you should see normally, and because the title of the video is without Google account, we can just go with skip. Let's click skip once again. And now I have the ability to connect to mobile network. I do not have a SIM card on me right now, so I'm not going to bother with that, so I will go with simple skip. And yep, I will skip setting SIM. Now we have unlock method. Technically speaking, we could enable this. I will add maybe password, and it will be pattern. We have important notice that we don't want to forget our pattern. That's pretty self-explanatory. So let's go with continue. And let's simply, well, I will go with a very simple L shape, but of course you can go with whatever you want to. I will now hit next, and even though we didn't agree or didn't add a Google account, we still can agree or disagree to certain Google services, like using location, allowing scanning, and sending usage and diagnostic data. You probably want to disable this one, because your data is pretty precious, and well, you can choose for yourself if you want to enable or disable allowing scanning and using location. I do think that both of these functions are pretty necessary and pretty important, but if you want to, you can disable them. Anyway, I will simply hit accept. And now we can choose our browser and search engine. So I'm not going to go with typical Google Chrome, I will go with Firefox instead. So let's go with Firefox. And I will go with Brave as my search engine. We can also review additional apps. I will disable all of them because this is simply called bloatware, my friends. So I will hit OK. And now we are getting our phone ready once again. We also have some recommended services that are not coming from Google this time, but from the REALME themselves. I will disable wallpaper carousel because I hate it, to be honest. Like, I really don't like this feature. Intelligent search service is fine, global search is okay, also auto update overnight, this sounds pretty cool. And to be honest, once again, you can disable or enable whatever you need to, whatever you think is the best for you. I will just hit agree. And now you can choose navigation. I will stay with gestures, but if you don't like gestures, you want buttons instead, you can just go with buttons. And finally we have a REALME UI, we can hit get started, and we should see our beautiful screen right now. And now we can just use our device as usual. And that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.